Okay, we're going to go over the area of composite figures. That word says composite. Composite figure is a shape that's built up of many different shapes. We're going to look specifically for the area that has been colored in green. Okay, and we want to find the area of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to define all of the shapes in this question. Okay. Who can give me a couple of the shapes? Brendan.
Rectangles.
Okay, so we got this large shape here. It's technically, from the numbers, is a rectangle, okay? Now, this here is not technically a rectangle. I'm going to do this part in blue. 20. Does anyone know what this shape is called? That's right. This is a parallelogram. What about this thing here? Okay, we have a triangle.
Right angle.
That's right, it is a right angle triangle. And finally, what's in the middle? That's right, we have a circle.
Sphere.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different shapes, which means we need to know the area formula for all 4 shapes. So we're going to do area of a rectangle is equal to what?
Length.
That's right, length times width. Area of a triangle. Anyone know? Area of a triangle? No, doesn't have to do with that.
Base times height.
Base, that's right. Base times height. And you can say either divided by 2 or you can say 1/2 times base times height. Both of those work. How about area of a parallelogram? It's just base times height. Okay? And finally, area of a circle. Good. Pi r squared. So I've just given you 4 formulas that may come in very handy for you. Okay? So we're going to have to define all of these parts of the question. So in my area of a rectangle, what is my length and what is my width? Does it matter? But not really. I can call this the length and this the width or vice versa. It'll work fine. How about our triangle? We need a base and a height. What's my base and what's my height? Okay, here's our base. 6 is our height. Great. Next one is the parallelogram. Now, they haven't really given us a lot of information. What's the base?
21.
That's right, because we know the rectangle is 21. We know that this distance is 21 centimeters. What's the height of it? That's right, because of our triangle over here, we know the height of this is 6 centimeters. So we use the other shapes to help us find information about that. And finally, the radius of this circle. I'm actually going to change this just to make sure we have. I'm going to change it to 12. Okay? So this is the diameter. How would we find the radius? That's right. Good. So we know that this here is the diameter is equal to 12. So the radius is half of that. So it would be 6 centimeters. Good. So what we've now just done is all of the unknowns for this question, length, width, base height, and radius, we've filled them all in. Okay? The next thing we have to do is figure out how to put them together to solve this. Now we know we have a rectangle, a parallelogram, a triangle, and a circle. We're trying to find the area of the green, or the colored in area. These 4 shapes. What operation do I do with each of their areas? So I take the area of the rectangle, and do I add, subtract, multiply, divide the parallelogram? What do I do with it? That's right, we're going to add it. What about the triangle? And what about the circle? Good. Very good. Okay, so that's very important. So I'm going to set the question up like this. The area of the rectangle plus the area of the triangle plus the area of the parallelogram, and then subtract the area of the circle is going to be equal to the total area. So we've broken this into 4 different shapes, and we're going to solve for all 4 shapes. I'll try to do it here on the right. Area of the rectangle is our length times width, which is 21 times 20, which should be 420 centimeters what? Squared. Good. That was the length and the width were 20 and 21. So we multiply, we get 420. Area of parallelogram. We have a base times a height. Our base is 21 and our height is 6. So we have 21 times 6, 126 what? Centimeters squared. I'm doing this quickly because I'm hoping you can type multiplication into your calculator at this point. Okay. Triangle. Our triangle formula, area of a triangle, was equal to, I'm going to write it with the half in front. Okay, so a half times, our base was 3, and our height was 6. What is 6 times 3?
18.
Okay, so we have a half times 18 now. What's a half times 18? So it's 9 centimeters squared. So we've now found 4 of them. And finally, the area of the circle is pi. What was our radius in that question? That's right, diameter was 12, so it's 6. 6 squared. What is 6 squared? Okay. So pi times 36. This one I'll need a calculator for. It's probably a little over 100. I think I have one here. Let's see. Pi times 36, 113. That's a good estimate. 113 centimeters squared. Great. So we've now taken, or we now have 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all the shapes we need. We're going to take their values. So we have 420 plus just 9 was the triangle, plus the area of parallelogram was 126, and we subtract the area of the circle, which is 113, will give us our total area. I'm just going to call it, never mind, I'm going to call it total area. Okay. So this, again, simply we'll just plug this into our calculator and see what we get. 429 plus 126, subtract 113. What is it? 442. So the total area of this composite figure is 442 what? Centimeters squared. That's it. Can you what? Sorry, say it again. Okay.